Hi guys, Glenn from I Train Hard Health. Just going to do a little video blog here about, obviously near the title of the blog is Exercise Classes Injure You? And of course they don't, but some do. I have loads of friends in the Northeast and loads of great, and all of Britain actually, loads of really great class instructors and people that run weight loss like programs that are based around classes and better nutrition. So most are brilliant, but I am seeing more and more people coming to me with injuries being caused by weighted classes. So, you know, and it's not ideal. And this is all locally as well. So lots of these people have come here are all doing classes in the Northeast. So the people in the Northeast, and from what I'm being told by the people that come and see me is, what I'm picking up is that they haven't been trained properly. They never had the correct technique. Too many people in the class, or the instructors weren't paying attention to them, and too busy checking out the hot girls. So I should talk about it. It's worth talking about. I don't want to mean to dig up anybody, and we can all learn. We all make mistakes. But if coaches are still doing that, not paying attention to the people that are struggling with poor technique and paying attention to the hotties, that should stop, man. Come on. You see all these ads on Facebook, men, women lose 15, 20 kilograms or 20 pounds of a weight loss plan. And these are the ones that, drag a lot of people in and often super successful. They have big numbers, but are the numbers too much? Will be my question. Is there enough attention paid to everybody in these classes? And it's from what I've been seeing, it's more the classes that employ kettlebells or Olympic bars mainly. Barbells too heavy. These are the classes where I see some injuries with shoulders, backs, etc. It's not right. It shouldn't be happening at all. And if you injure someone's back, that could be them ruined for their entire life. We can fix some back issues some of the times, but not all back issues all the time. So you may be lucky in the rehab that the person does, if they get rehab quick enough, get to see a physio quick enough, or a chiro or osteo, then yes, that back could get better and actually stronger than before, but not always. Some people are stuck with these back injuries for decades, years, or could ruin their life. So nobody should be getting injured from a class. Not now, not these days. All these abbreviations like AA Fitness, BB Fitness, whatever. Just it's all these groups you see popping up, and there's tons of them around. Most of them are brilliant, don't get me wrong, but some of them are still doing it wrong because we still see lots of injuries caused by them. CrossFit as well. Now, CrossFit's a good thing for certain people. It's not for everyone. It's not a cap fits everyone. If someone's conditioned well enough and they turn up well enough, it can be brilliant for them because it's a conjugated method. It's constant variation, so you can't get used to the exercise, so you get fitter and faster and stronger, or you get injured is the other thing. I've done the training course, and actually the CrossFit trainers that deliver the training, the instructor courses are brilliant, really, really high quality guys delivering high quality training. They talk about safety and techniques, all about technique, for the instructors. But after them 2 days, those people go away and they run classes. So they may have no experience. Hello, doggy. They may have no experience of training people at all. Okay, Stormy. They may have no experience of training people at all. Then 2 days later, they're training groups carrying Olympic bars with even Olympic bar unweighted is still a lot of weight or too much weight for some people, especially if they've not gone through a life or a lot of experience of coaching, training, picking up mistakes, and having a coach's mistake. Because if someone's got poor form, you can't try and fix all the issues at once. It's better often to improve the issue that's causing the biggest problems, then that can often just fix everything straight away. So the CrossFit guys, not always perfect because it's too easy to get the qualification, in my opinion. These are some of the injuries that I've encountered just recently, but I've experienced loads. I've seen all sorts in my time up here in the Northeast and in the military from exercise caused by injuries. So shoulders, people took down different parts of the shoulders because they haven't been. Often, if they're doing like a front squat, for example, some people haven't got the range in their shoulder or their wrist to hold the bar properly, so that can cause problems. That causes injuries. So should be spending more time improving the range, working on stretching, getting the range better. More time with technique again. Too much people carrying too much weight too soon. Injures the shoulders all the time. Spinal problems. Now, this is often the worst one because some of them are terrible, and if they're left alone or not looked after, it can ruin your life. And this has got to be stopped. This is often poor technique, where someone's back squats over there, which I don't really like anyway. I prefer front squats for safety. Back squats, front squats, weighted squats, and then trying to do some Olympic lift as well. They can cause real issues with the back if someone's not in the correct starting position. If someone's not in the right start position to start any weighted lift or any weighted exercise, straight away they're going to cause problems with the back because all the lower back muscles are not even turned on. The back's not even active. So trying to lift weight and throw weights around with the muscles in your lower back not even turned on, it's going to cause real problems. It's all about technique. Always is, always has been, always will be. If you coach and train the technique properly, and if you're in a class as a participant, and if you don't feel confident, you got the weight there, you don't feel confident, you don't feel as though it's right, then put your hand up and ask a question as well, because it's your responsibility as well. I used to see all sorts when I would take classes, and some people doing a lunge where the knees just come driving forward, and the knees are probably that far ahead of their feet, put too much pressure on the knee itself, and go along to fix them. But it's your responsibility to bring it up to the instructors as well. But if you are the instructor, I've been there when there's like 3 or 4 people in the whole class that all got the technique so bad where they all could injure themselves. And that's when you've got to be savvy and clever, and you've got to go across and as fast as you can jog across to one person, tell them to do another exercise, a safe exercise for them. Run across to the next person. If theirs is coachable, coach them quickly. Next person, give them an alternate exercise. It's about making sure your class is safe all the time. Two-way street for the instructor and for the student. Knee problems. Now, I am not surprised at all that people get knee problems. I've seen this so many times in the Northeast and so many gyms around the Northeast. People do PTs and instructors doing exercises like a walking weighted lunge. And I just look outside of my eye and I see what's going on, and the person's knee is all wiggling left and right, not under control at all. There's imbalances in their muscles, so their body isn't stable. They haven't got a safe knee line when they're lunging. And you add a weight to that, it's going to cause issues, cause injuries. And some PTs that are so busy, got loads of clients, are still doing this. So you shouldn't be putting a weight on. If you're a client and you don't feel as though you're safe, your lunge is stable. If there's movement at your knee called a knee valgus, then your knee isn't stable. There's an imbalance, either on the quad or the glutes, lower back, whatever. There's an imbalance there that's causing that knee to move. You definitely shouldn't be putting a weight on your body when that knee's wobbling around. It's just going to cause issues. So for the coach, for the instructor, coach that there first, or either rebuild the muscles so we have stability through the knee. And for the student, ask the question, should I be wobbling all the time? I don't feel safe doing this, because that's where you start getting injured. If you add a weight to the exercise before the exercise is safe initially, it's only going to cause problems. And I see it here all the time. People come with torn knee ligaments, and then I spend 6 months, 8 months, 9 months doing rehab with them, and a lot of money for them as well, where it can be fixed by the PT or the coach or the instructor, just being safer. And these instructors, like myself, when you get qualified and you experience, you learn more and more courses, and you see a lot of clients, you've got to keep them safe. It's your responsibility. You can't injure people. It's like when I used to coach mountain biking or skiing or snowboarding or mountaineering, kayaking, I wouldn't take someone on the river that was way above them. I would try and test them for sure, give them something difficult so they expand, increase as a human being, get better. You don't injure people all the time. You try and be safe as you can. Give them good, interesting training, but not injure anybody. Although in the past I've injured people, lots actually, over the years, but I've coached every outdoor activity. I've been training fitness for 20 odd years, maybe longer. So I've had injuries, but now I have no injuries hardly ever, because I spend a lot of time building up people's bodies, making sure every muscle is turned on, every joint is active, every joint is awake and ready to go. My first 2 sessions, we hardly do anything weight-wise. It's all about getting everything, that muscle communication, and getting the body working and every muscle working imbalance. And if that happens, then we should have less and less injuries. And then that's what we do, progressive. There's a basic starting position, actually, that I've always done. And if you're a new person and you're lifting weights up and you're in a gym, even doing a dumbbell or a shoulder press or a push press or a front raise, and you're wobbling around, it's because your body's not all turned on. So you should have a start position, and the start position is basically the start position that you'd use on an Olympic lift or a kettlebell swing, or like on a barbell. It's just a really good active position where all the muscles are all turned on, the joints are all flexed at the ankle and the hip, and the lower back muscles are all turned on as well, which looks like your little your bottom sticking out. If that's happening, then everything's turned on, everything's strong. So when you take the weight, everything's protecting you. If you take the weight and your body's every joint's locked out, and your lower back muscles aren't turned on, then you're going to cause issues straight away. So basically protected start position, and your coach should know this, but actually on my PT course, we never really got taught that. I picked these up on S&C courses, kettlebell courses, and biomechanics. They should be doing a warm-up specific to your workout. If you're a student, if you're going on or a class participant, and you get into a class and start throwing weights around straight away, not after before doing a warm-up, then something's going on. You should be aware now that you should have a warm-up. 5-10 minutes specific to what you're doing. So if you're going to be doing loads of thrusters, which is a squat and a shoulder press, then you should be doing unweighted squats first and doing shoulder movements first as well, unweighted. Otherwise, you're risking getting injured. So that's the instructor's responsibility. But be aware of it as well if you're a class participant. If you think it's a bit wrong, if you feel as though it's going to be wrong and a bit dodgy, then it's going to be dodgy. So for the instructor, you should be paying attention to everybody. And if you're the person on the class, if you're unsure of what you're doing, then you've got to ask. Because what I've seen so many times is the instructor just looking at the hot people in the classes rather than paying attention to people really struggling. So the missus is trying to do bad dancing, and it's working. It's bad dancing, just behind the screen. Yeah, the instructor should be paying attention to the people that are struggling, not the people that are their friends or the hot people, the hot girls, hot boys, whatever. And if you feel they're not doing it properly, call them out on it, please. It's your responsibility to call out the instructors if you feel they're not doing their job properly. If they're not advising you and helping you and coaching you and training you, then why are you paying the money? Because you pay the money. Nothing's free in this world, so make sure you call the instructors if you feel they're not coaching you properly. And like I mentioned before, often it's not the instructor's fault. They need to learn more, and people should be always about personal development. But this active body position before I start throwing weights around, I never learned for a few years. I didn't get taught it in the military. I just got taught to beat people. I didn't get taught it on the Master PT course I first did when I left the military. I first built up this position, the start position for any weighted exercise I do on strength and conditioning courses and kettlebell courses, funnily enough, and biomechanics. So just be aware that your PT, your coach, your class instructor may not be that experienced at building up safe positions before throwing weights around. So that's just one to be aware of, and for you to look after yourself. Lots of these issues are caused by unweighted squats. If your unweighted squat position is wrong and technique's poor, then it causes issues down the line. What I've always done is spend a lot of time building up positions. It's so important. If you get a good position at the start, if their squat technique is perfect, then the weighted squat position is going to be safe. It's basically the foundation, guys. So important. Ask questions, please, all the time. Never presume your instructor knows what he's doing. If you need any more advice, get in touch. Please just ask questions. Get good, safe squats can protect you. Really safe squat position. Make sure it's perfect before you add any weight to it. And if you need any advice on basic techniques for these exercises, get in touch. Website's just there. Good luck.